It started from conception. I believe I was called to do this. A thing that I really had to venture to find my way. It was something that was already prepared for me. At 7, I said, hey, I want to open up a school.
7 years old?
7 years old.
Okay, so what is the mission for your school?
The mission for my school is to create children to have the heart of Christ. What more could you have if you are patient, you're kind, you are loving, you're fearless, you take chances and opportunities, you care for your community?
What if the way that we teach our children in their earliest years could change the entire future? Our next guest believes that, and she practices it every single day, focusing on the early development of children, of her own and her communities. We'd like to welcome Aina to the show, and I'm very excited for this episode because we're talking about not just our future, but your future. And we're focusing on children today. So, I know if you don't mind, I'd love to introduce yourself to the listeners.
Hello, listeners. I thought I wanted a nice show. Well, hello. How's it going?
So, well, I'll put some music in there. So.
Yeah. It's good to be here. I'm excited. This is awesome. Thank you for this opportunity.
No, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And if you were to sum up what you do on a day-to-day basis based on your passion, what would you say with this?
I changed the world.
Through
education.
So when I first met you, it was where? Where did I first meet you?
You actually met me on the bottom of a mat.
Yeah.
Pinned down, kind of learn a double leg.
Right.
You know, it's jiu-jitsu.
Right.
And another learning space though.
Yeah.
And another art space. And we were there and we had no idea that we had these connected passions.
None.
But the passions knew it, and passions are always attracted, right? They always find each other. And so with that being said, of course, we started connecting about our children, and the passion of wanting and knowing, what we want for our children and how much we want to push them, just our own sons.
Yeah.
And I think we started broadening our conversation. And then all of a sudden I believe I said, yeah, I have a school.
Yeah.
And you were like, well, I'm homeschooling. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, your husband actually approached me and he said he was looking for somebody to teach chess at your school.
Yes.
And that's when I was like, oh, you guys have a school? Because I remember you were talking to me about it so many times.
Yes.
And it just didn't click, right? After I came and checked out your school.
Yes.
If anybody knows me, they know that like I'm big on kids.
Okay.
And more specifically, I'm big on language that we use with our kids, because I think that that's kind of like the gateway into their souls and into who they're going to be.
Yes.
And my first takeaway when I walked into your school, I noticed how you were talking to the kids.
Yes.
And it was so present and so conscious that it forces the kids to be present and conscious.
Yes.
And I have since been there for about 2.5 months or something like that. Time is flying, it's crazy. Yes. And I've now seen the kids respond to the way that you're teaching and growing them. Yes. So I guess my first question would be, how did this start? And when did you realize that this much attention is put into language, the energy that we put into our kids? So
I believe it started from conception. I believe I was called to do this. It wasn't a thing that I really had to venture to find my way. It was something that was already prepared for me. It was me who had to get ready for it. And so life, goes, and at 7, I said, hey, I want to open up a school.
7 years old?
7 years old. I said, I want to teach. I knew I had a connection with children. I had this very weird thing. I would be in the back of cars and children would play. My dad had like a Ford Escort. Back in the days, they had the hatchback. So they would play in the back seats, and I would always connect with children, and it was like just an easy connection. And so my mom, she had a hair salon, so she had a ton of clients.
Yep.
And and they all have children.
Yep.
And at this time, I decided, hey, I want to start tutoring. I knew I had a niche in something. I really enjoyed children. I knew I had an ability to simplify information. And so I jumped right in hadn't gone to school. This was to help me pay for school because I did attend Howard, and it's pretty pricey. And so this really supported just some of that lifestyle that I wanted to have as a college student.
Yeah.
And started tutoring, and the outcomes were silly. They were, and when I mean silly, they were fun. And it's like, how am I having this much fun making change?
Great. And the first time you encountered or you saw that
Yeah.
things that you were doing and the applications of what you've learned over the course of your life was actually applicable.
Yes.
What was your response? Was it, I already knew this and I'm just realizing that I already knew this? Or was it like, I've struck gold. I know how to communicate?
Mm-hmm.
Because one thing that you just said was you were able to simplify
Yes.
complex ideas
Yes.
for kids to understand.
Yes.
Huge. So was it, oh my goodness, I found the keys? Or was it, of course, this is what it is. I need to double down.
It was, and it has continued to be, of course, I found the keys. Because if you think about a human, you're always unlocking boxes. And if you think that you already have it figured out in any aspect of dealing with a human, you have failed. So it is always an unlocking. And that is one of the best parts about education, is that there's an exciting journey in every second of my day. Every second of the day, there's some nuance, there's some new thought, there's some, like you said, within 3 months of seeing these children, you saw them go from just getting with me to now they're walking around having the same conversations. And so those appeals really do something even for my spirit, because it keeps me, I'm an Aries, well, you don't know that, but I'm Aries, and we need to always keep, well, you gotta, and to see things growing and to see those sparks happen, it enlightens me and it gives me this sense of excitement and a sense of hope that I know not only am I doing something that I know I'm called to do and making the change, but it also is fun. The kids are enjoying it. This is what life should be. This is really what life should be. They say you go into something that you would do for free. This is a good time. So teaching, I ended up having about 19 clients.
Okay.
I was 13, 14.
It's
three. I was about 13, 14.
Okay.
And I was
9 clients.
19.
19 clients.
19. And that was after school and the things of that nature. And then about 16, 17, when I really started being able to get out because I could drive on my own, it went bananas. And then we all, really started having a tutoring company. And the outcomes were amazing. And then I got a chance to have my first dyslexic child. And he was special needs. To this day, he has thanked me for teaching him how to read. And what I did was I have no idea. God gives me these thoughts. And he was just like, start with Shakespeare. Start with some old English. Make sure that he's learning these sounds that don't really typically make sense to him. Just work with these. And we would literally read Shakespeare. I would teach him how to sound out sounds, and we just read Shakespeare. But he was reading. I still to this day don't know if that's a real strategy. I don't know what I did, but he learned to read.
I have a whole bunch of questions, but I like the way that the conversation's going, and I don't want to derail it. Would you say that there's structure, right? Especially dealing with schools. There's structure, and then there's free form, right? I know that both had to exist in order for anything to be successful and to have markers of success and whatnot. But if you were to separate them and look at the two and say which one was more beneficial for the larger majority of children, which one would you say? And then, if you need context for this question, I couldn't.
Let me go. That's a good one. No, I get it. I definitely get it. Structure versus free form. As you said, they definitely go hand in hand. But if I were to have one come before the other.
Fair enough. Prioritize. Which one?
And that's what we have to do when it comes to learning, because nothing should be left out. And I think we do that too often. We pick one and we leave the rest, whereas it all needs to kind of go together. Because like we said, we're human. I have to say free form.
Okay. And because
free form is your natural sense, right? The structure is the science so that we can replicate and duplicate it and be able to make sure we have mastery in it. But free form is getting to know yourself. That's being able to understand your emotions. That's being able to say, hey, I made a mistake. Now what do I do? That's, hey, what do I enjoy? Those are the things that I think are essential before I get to, you need to learn how to focus. You got to do this and this, and math is 3 + 4 + 5. First, we need to know what fun looks like. And too often we think that fun is a disruption to learning. Yeah. But fun is, to me, the foundation to begin learning, because that's where experience happens. That's when I'm starting to investigate. That's when I'm starting to find out things on my own. And that's where self-esteem thrives. Yeah. And once I have my self-esteem, you can give me a E = MC² at 2 years old, because I believe that I can do it. And so now that I need structure, I can tap into that, because you're also not telling me who I am, because my free form was already there. I developed who I was. I kind of have an understanding of what I feel and what I don't like. So when you're telling me, hey, this is what we're going to have to do, I don't add that to my repertoire of life. And then I turn 21 and I'm like, I don't like knitting. But you never knew it, because someone just told you that's what we're going to do at 12 o'clock today. So every day you need to knit. No, you need to be able to say, I don't enjoy knitting, but I do know that I need to do this because I need to finish this task, so that I can get back to my freeform play that I want to do right here. That understanding of why it plays a part with a lot of things that I think happens with trauma. Yeah. And expectations that are put onto us that aren't ours. And then we find out, we get 45 and we're like, I always wanted to, I never got a chance to be.
And what I'm hearing is that we have the freeform. And if we're absent of the freeform, we develop as we grow. And then once the structure and the science gets applied to our lives, it actually feels more of like an attack or a challenging of who I think that I am. But because I haven't established it, I'm really not sure.
I don't know who I am.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
And so I'm able to be a follower a lot easier. Yeah. Because I'm used to people giving me their structure versus structure being applied to what I already have naturally in me.
What are some things that you teach your kids to do on a daily basis to help that world of freeform be prioritized and the structure still be there? Like, what are some practices I asked?
The very first thing is we allow for them to make mistakes. So, and we don't say that it's a mistake. We say it's opportunity. We don't predict their outcome. And I believe that I'd be very light here. Generationally speaking, there was a time where we used to predict the outcome. Get down, you're going to fall. How you know?
I do it. I'm guilty.
Hell, don't run. You're going to slip and bust your head open. God, you know. Man, and you try. So one of the biggest things, and I think it really boggles people when they hear me say, you with my son, I say, Onyx, if you climb up on the window, the consequence could be you could fall. You'd end up at the hospital. Tonight's going to be a dead end because we're going to be at the emergency hospital. You have stitches. You probably won't go to just for the next 14 weeks, right? Or you could have a great time, probably end up being a skydiver, successfully learning how to fly and fall on your feet really well. But just know you have some options here, right? You have some options here. And be aware of the outcome. Be aware of the outcome. And that's it. And then I just make sure I create safe spaces for him. So I know that it is concrete and he's about to try something. Without him even realizing, I might just slide something there. But I'm not going to stop the engagement unless it is something that's going to be critically hurt, it will hurt him. Yeah. But if it's an experience, I allow for them to experience life. And I don't step in front of that and tell them the outcome. I don't control it. I allow for their experience to be their experience. Because even in the outcome where it doesn't work out, they've learned something. And that's bigger than learning what they wanted to learn.
Yeah. Play that out for me.
Yes.
From Onyx's age, 5, until college.
Yes.
Going into college.
Yes. So that will look like, starting with Onyx, we're understanding consequences. That's first. We understand that we're not going to control ourselves with fear and predicting fearful outcomes. And then we're going to believe in ourselves, that there's an opportunity that I could actually fly. I could do something different. And engaging a child in that sense of not living in fear, now you take more risk. You take more chances. You don't have this nervous if you're going to fail a test, because you have a reality that there's a bounce back. I can come back from this. It's okay. Unless it's detrimental. This is not a failure. Now, there's a caveat to this because it does get hard, because this is one of the things I'm finding in my son right now. You have to be prepared for the positive thinking. So my son, he jumps in the pool today, busts his whole chest open. He says, well, Mom, at least it didn't hit my heart. We can put the Neosporin on it, and I think it'll be okay. Whole chest scratch. Yeah. But his immediate thing is to see the positive outcome.
And you think that that's a result of...
Absolutely. Because he saw his consequence. He owned it. He knew to come with me, not, oh, I hit my chest. That meant that when he did it, he rationalized it. So when he came to me, it wasn't this surprise outcome.
Right.
He had already understood there was an opportunity that I could possibly hurt myself.
Yeah.
That means that we're now creating thinkers, critical thinkers, about forward thinking about what could happen. So now when we talk about agents of change, we think about political leaders. We think about doctors. They all have to look at these opportunities and these outcomes, and they have to say, well, let me balance out which one. You know, what is the consequence? What is the outcome? And that makes me become way more empowered mentally, because one of the things we do not do at CFA is not know why we do what we do.
Yeah, I remember.
We need to know why we do what we do.
Kids simply, and I love the way that you're on top of the smallest to the biggest situations. A kid came up to us while we were talking.
Yes.
And he wanted a hug. Did he want a hug?
Maybe, and I probably said you needed to ask.
Yeah. It was just, why are you here?
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you here? And I'm sitting and I'm watching them like, this is powerful. Because most parents, not to say they're parents of the child, but most people in general would be like, oh, what do you want?
Right.
Not why are you here?
Why are you here is the most important.
That's huge.
Yes.
It's such a small shit in terminology and words.
Because now I'm moving with purpose.
Yes. Huge. Okay, so what is the mission for your school?
The mission for my school is to create children to have the heart of Christ. That's it. That is it.
Come on, don't do that.
That's it. What more could you have? What more could you have? You are patient.
Yeah.
You're kind. You are loving.
Yeah.
You're fearless. Mm-hmm. You take chances and opportunities. Mm-hmm. You care for your community. You care for your people and your environment.
Life can be simple.
It's so simple. Mm-hmm. And we make it so complex.
Yeah.
And if you really get down with 2 and 5-year-olds, you'll realize they'll grow you up.
No, listen, because
most of our issues are us.
It's us. Everything I learned this very early with V. Everything that I wanted him to do,
mm-hmm.
I had to do it first.
Yes.
If I did it, he would do it.
Yes.
So literally, and we met in jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
That is the only reason why. Because I put Bryson in jiu-jitsu. I took him to tournament. And I realized you are screaming at a 4 to 5-year-old child to do something that you've never done.
That's so big. I'm so happy you said that. That has been a cringe of my life since I started teaching. You have no idea how horrible you have no idea how many times I'm in a situation, because I've also taught high school for many years. That's one of my biggest lows. How many times, and I also coach teachers.
Yeah.
How many times I've had to tell teachers or ask them, what role did you play
mm-hmm.
in this child's suspension right now?
Yeah.
What role did you play? And a lot of times when we rewind the tape, there's little microaggressions that we throw out there, and then we hide our hand as people, leaders.
Yeah.
And then we want the child to have more emotional control and maturity than we have. Yeah. So you mean to tell me you can yell at me?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to sit here military style, hold it, and you are completely irrationally yelling at me. You've lost it.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm supposed to be more mature and take it.
Yes. It's dysfunctional. Once I really realized, I was like, oh my God, what are we doing? As parents, as leaders, these children don't even have the opportunity to have perspective yet. And you're talking to them about things that they haven't even had a chance to live yet. And you knowing the things.
Right.
So that kind of...
And then stop stealing the movie ending. Like, everybody goes in the movie and they're like, don't tell me to end it. But now you want to tell this child everything's going to end up in their life. If you do this, this going to happen. And if you, she fast anyway, so she going to be it. How you project this? Like a lot of times it's how we're feeling about ourselves. Absolutely. So the healing really has to happen within our parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really does. And what's going to be a part of that healing is really start parenting in an honest way.
Yeah. Transparent.
And that's the part people are afraid of, is being transparent, because they have a problem with their child seeing them for who they really are, because they are not okay with who they are. Oh, it's so funny because it's so hypocritical, because we'll be the first people in the Black community to say, those children can see angels. So that means they know good people and bad people. So they have all these insights to saying who we are. Then why, as a parent, would we want to be anything other than real with them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because then you have to be accountable.
You have to be accountable. And we get nervous when we have to be accountable. That's the number one thing I've seen teachers do. Anytime a child asks a question that's a little above their mental capacity, that's not in the curriculum, or be quiet, or I'm not answering you, or that has nothing, or you're disrupting the class. Am I disrupting the class, or am I disrupting you?
Yeah, absolutely.
And why are you so afraid of being uncomfortable?
That's the thing, which I'm definitely not. I mean, I think that this is parts of it. No, I'm not saying, I think that all the kids are smarter than us. I think that every single, because if you look at it, we've been here for 4 or 5 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've been here for 40 years, right? How in the world, if we are smarter, are they able to learn what they're able to learn every single day? Because they have to learn these things quick. Hey, we're going here. Make sure you picked up the blah, blah, blah. There's 1,000 things that they have to remember. And they're doing it on the fly right now in real time. Things that we've been repeating in our lives for over and over and over again and over again. They have way more dangers around them that they have to navigate. They have more rules. They have more stress. I think that kids have way more stress than adults. We might want to try and, create safe spaces for them, but they don't know what's going on yet. So their level of anxiety, to me, is way higher.
Yes.
And they have to deal with all of this while sometimes having to deal with an immature adult who's supposed to be guiding them. So to me, when I look at a kid, I'm like, through all of that, you're able to say something that's profound to me. Just run. Yeah. I absolutely have the jump on me in every single aspect. Right. And if I can slow down and talk to a child like they're a human being, then I believe that you'll be able to learn more and more about yourself, which would help you to learn more and more about them. And it becomes this, it's like we're in the present moment, and then you got the future and you have the past. When we're able to tap into that energy right there where the kids exist all the time, we're able to see our parents, where they were great and where they were not so good. We're able to see where we're kind of messing up and what we can do to change their future. So it's like the perspective, it just becomes so broad if you just give it a moment and let the kid be right for a moment. Just let them be right. They're right.
Let's let them talk. Talk, man. Just listen a little bit. And you'll be surprised. You really will be surprised.
Man. You got 10,000 pieces of pages over there.
So I love showing my babies off.
Yeah.
So
this blew my mind.
I actually have 2. I bought you 2 because I'm a firm believer that if you can't show it multiple times, then you really don't have a science. You only have an art. So this is us making it into science. There's an art to teaching. I know I was called to do this art.
Yeah.
But to get other people to do it, you have to have a science to it, which means you have to have data. Yeah. You have to study. You have to analyze. And then a lot of times people take work and we throw it away. But from day 1 to day whatever, you need to be able to analyze and see growth. You need to see changes. You need to really look at where someone is cognitively, psychologically, and emotionally, and you can see that through a trail of their work. Yeah. So we keep all of their work, and they get a chance to see it, but I don't know if you want to kind of skip through it. But
let's show it to the...
All right, so
the camera.
I'll even start there. I'll start here, so we'll see what a 5-year-old is doing now. And so this is his penmanship now. So he's here. He's reading. All of our 5-year-olds, 4 and 5-year-olds, some of them are 3, are reading. They all do addition, subtraction, and I could really quickly. They all do addition and subtraction. They all are coding. They're starting to look at patterns. They all love art. We make sure that they have free spaces. So although we're learning to write and we're learning to read, we're learning how to sound out words. This is when we were 2. So you're seeing work from when he was 2 years old. This is another one when we start doing math with 2. And if you notice, when we talked about being free, this is the freedom I'm talking about. They are allowed to what we call, because the world calls it scribble and art. So we allow them to understand that scribbling is a great thing. It creates your art. However, writing should be on this page because you also have to have structure. So we teach them to both. Never lose yourself, though. Never lose yourself. I'd rather you do this before you can do this. So they go into it very open. Like I said, I'm really big on them engaging in their work with art, and then afterwards, and this is another one, the coding. So what we do is we get them, they actually have to read the names of all of these as sight words, the colors, and then they have to create the image using the codes. So that's just kind of getting them in that space of writing and coding and understanding how to follow several step directions. We get even deeper. We started vowel consonants, consonant vowels. We start looking at patterns and reading and writing.
8 years old now?
This is going into 4 years old. So with our 4. And so we're looking at the consonant vowel consonants, and we're looking at reading. We're starting to do our addition with more mental math. We did isolate and start with tally marks. So they've got to read all their words. They've got to do line segments. They've got to be able to match. They need to know numbers 1 through 100. Not need to. They do know 1 through 100 in and out of order.
And I do want to pause real quick because you have them count from 1 to 10.
Yes.
Or 1 to 20 according to their age.
Yes.
Before they get to go outside and play.
Yeah. Well, not according to the age, but according to progress, because age doesn't define your mental capacity or cognitive ability.
Okay.
Whatever you show me, we locked in at that point. If a child comes in and says 13, I say, oh, 13? You know 13? Tomorrow you're going to have a whole thing about 13. And that's how our curriculum is developed. So it has a foundation, like you just said. It has some structure, but we have a very free-form curriculum because the human is free-forming. So depending on how they're flowing, depends on how I'm going to flow. But I still have to have the foundation. So yes, my foundation is to make sure they're reading, they're writing, they're learning their numbers, they're learning their colors. They have those primary things that they have to lead with. But how I teach it depends on the interaction between the child and I. And that's what creates the curriculum. Because a lot of times we come with a way that you're going to definitely learn this. You're going to bump heads way more than just saying, how do you want to learn this? Or, hey, I see you learn this way. That's pretty cool. Do you want to use tiles and colors to make the math happen? We could do that. Or you want to go build a house? The other day we had to construct, they had to construct a house out of the shapes. Right? So we're working on shapes, but they were like, they wanted to build a house. Oh, great. Sounds like it's right along with what I wanted to do too. So we ended up making the house to be a part of the curriculum. So they had a code of you have to have this many squares, this many triangles, and this many rectangles. You had to have this many spheres. You had to have this many pentagons. And then you cut those out. These are 4 and 5-year-olds. So they're starting to work with, scissors and things of that nature. So they're cutting that out and they build their house using those shapes. And we all win. Everyone's excited. And the task still got done. And it didn't have to happen the way I made them do it. It didn't have to be like, oh, we're going to do this today and we're not touching anything else. No. Hey guys, what do y'all want to do? Because a part of that is not to suffocate the learning. Give them the opportunity to have a good time. Like nobody wants to be forced to learn. Learning should be a part of life. And I think we ostracize it and separate it too much. Learning is life. So when I explore it with a child, I want them to know this looks like life. Everything you are experiencing is a part of you learning. So pick up from me. So that's why we don't need to walk around and say why you did that. Because you didn't learn anything. Right? I need you to process that. Stay in this moment with that experience. Take something from it. Leave something there. That's what we should always be doing. Leaving something and taking something. That's what communication is. Right? So why would we not do that with everything? And that's how we make sure that no one's ever empty, too. The world will always be recycling itself. If someone's always giving and taking, giving and taking, and no one's just taking and taking.
Talking about boundaries now.
Boundaries.
Talking about boundaries now.
Yes.
Which I know is a very
Big
thing
Yes.
at your school.
Yes, it is.
Just touch on it real quick.
Yeah.
How do you approach boundaries?
Definitely. Boundaries have to be set.
Yes.
And children have to understand that they can set their boundaries. Because on one hand, I've watched generations, and I won't say which generation, but there's a generation that really took the boundary away from children because they were children. And they didn't give them the opportunity to have a voice. Mm-hmm. It was called Stay in a Child's Place.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which I do.
BC.
Exactly. And there is a space for that. There is a space for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe that became a primary way that people kind of.
Yeah.
The culture became.
Yeah.
Right?
Because it's easy to maintain,
control.
Yeah. But I like.
That's it. No, you hit it.
Yeah.
It's easy to maintain control.
It's very frustrating for me. Anytime I see that, to me, it's just like lazy. It's very lazy leadership and lazy parenting. When I see shut it down and do something that, well, I think, to be honest, and this will be a good segue, I think that's why a lot of kids are on the iPad. 100%. I just think that it's very difficult for parents to engage with the energy and with the activity so that they can redirect it. And I think the iPads have become a wall.
Mm-hmm.
And because I honestly don't think that the iPads are the worst thing to happen to kids. I think that they are, when the worst thing that happens to the kid happens, the iPad takes them down that rabbit hole.
Yes.
All the way. Yes. And so that was one of my questions.
Mm-hmm.
iPad, how do you incorporate it?
Yeah.
I know it's a big issue for a lot of parents that don't want their kids on the iPad, but what?
Yes. So again, it goes back to your beginning question about art and structure, free form versus structure. We are going to a generation where we have to prepare our children for technology, right? Now, just using the iPad, a lot of people would say, well, that's not preparing them for technology, but in a way it is, because they also are getting their brain structured for it. They're looking, they're learning, they hold even their bodies, right? No, I'm not a big fan of technology for this age. We do implement it with respect. So it's giving them introduction to a world that they're going to have to go into. And I don't want them to ever not have the things that they need because, of an idea that, hey, that's a stigma, even though the world's going that way, so I have to abide, and prepare them. So, but I think it's a healthy way you can do it and how you use it. So we don't use it to instruct, and we do not use it for downtime. We use it to apply the learning. We monitor it. We engage with it, and we're still there present. So there's no just you're out here, you're on your own. We're still having conversations. The children are coming back and forth. They're showing us. We know where they are. We're using it in that capacity. We also keep it to a certain time.
How long do you think it's a healthy?
We're about 25 minutes.
25.
And that's with them getting it, logging in. Hey, friend, look at this. I'm on that. It's all of that. So I would really say a good 15 minutes. They are in it.
Yeah.
The rest is kind of, look what I did. It's a lot of that as well. And so it's awesome. But that's a huge part of it is that self-esteem of feeling that they've gone into something new and they've been challenged and they've been successful.
Right.
But I do think that, like you said, it is a quick response to a bigger problem.
Yeah.
But the biggest problem is, it's like ChatGPT. Yeah. Everybody keeps saying that the more you talk to it, the more it knows you.
Yeah.
That's your child.
Yeah.
So the more you engage your child, the better your conversations can be later on with your child. So if you started from day one, which is something my husband and I did with my child, we started from day one engaging him. He was in the back. How was your day? I'm talking about no talking. Peace.
Yeah.
But he's picking it up. He just does not have the ability to communicate how his day was. Because if he cries, he's going to tell me how his day was. He has the ways of letting me know. And if I continue this and keep going and keep going and keep going, he's going to one day say, my day was definitely an amazing day, Mom. And I had a great time outside and da-da-da. So now that my child is 5 and we have some of the most amazing conversations.
I don't doubt it. That kid
It's great for me.
Yeah.
So I don't ever have to take an iPad to dinner.
Yeah.
We sit 5-star meals, just like you and I right now.
Yeah.
Dad may be at work. He may be out working, and it's he and I, and we are sitting here engaged. Yeah. Waitresses always pass by and are like, but
Yeah.
I just talk to him. I talk with him.
Yeah.
And we have conversations. So whatever you want, you have to start. So the same way we do everything else, we do the gym this way. We do hobbies this way.
Yeah.
But when it comes to children, it's like we just immediately want this immediate reaction that you're going to get. And when you're going to get it, you want to now give an iPad or get someone else to raise your kid or, or pick them up a little later because I want to hang out somewhere else, and you start disengaging, and then parenting becomes parenting and not shepherding. And there's two different things. So now I'm just kind of making sure I do the checkoffs.
What are they?
Oh, you're healthy. You're fed. Your car seat was buckled.
Yeah.
And I turned the music on, and now we're good. Yeah. But we forgot. Your baby want to talk with you. Yeah. They want to hear mom. They want to hear these conversations too. They want to know what's going on with your day. They want to know how you felt about something. They want to know when you were angry and you made that mistake and you went to 12. They didn't want you to go to your room and correct your behavior. They wanted you to come to their room and talk about why you just went off and own your own accountability and responsibility. Huge. That's big. When you can come to your child and say, man, I just went off. Wow, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah. Huge. I always say, and this is like, obviously this is from my son, I'm not raising some docile, it's, oh my God, it's just, it's so simple, but it's just, I guess I understand. I'm not raising a child that I want to cower away from whoever he's going to encounter in his future. I find that a lot of parents, it's like, you want this strong, assertive, powerful leader. But you talk to them as a child like they have no rights, no smarts, no imagination, no abilities. You just talk to them like they're just supposed to listen and stay out of your way. I'm just like, you got to be able to just see where that line leads.
No,
it only leads one place.
A lot of people don't see that.
How can it not? Because
they didn't see it in themselves. So they didn't know that they were great. Why would I have an expectation for the next generation to be? So then I treat you the way that I see myself. And that's how generational
curses get perpetuated.
Because I never see myself as anything different.
Which is crazy. And I'm going to speak to that because when I had my son, I realized my father, right? Me, my son, my grandfather, my son's son, my grandchildren. There's a through line.
Yep.
And I really realized that we are all the same person. And we're just answering these questions and making these decisions differently through the generations. Like, and
I said something like this to my mom yesterday. Yeah. Promise you I did.
I'm telling you, and not in the sense that I am my father, but in the sense that as I experienced my father, as he experienced his father, my son is experiencing me.
Right.
And his son will experience him. And so this through line will just continue to go through. And if I don't realize that my dad had the same through line that he was struggling with, I won't be able to forgive him, which means I won't be able to forgive myself because it's the same standard. The Bible says, judge not lest ye be judged. Not meaning not to judge anybody, but the same measure that you judge someone with.
As accountable as you would to someone.
Yeah. So I then am guilty as my father is guilty, which means I'm going to treat my son as if he is guilty. so forth and so forth. When I put that together, I didn't put it together. When God showed me that, he really revealed it to me. It was a crazy moment, by the way. I was like, okay, this is actually simpler, not easy. Easy and simple, two different words. This is a lot simpler.
Yes.
Than I thought it was.
Yes.
And so I looked at Bryson and I was like, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're right. There's certain emotions that he shows me that challenge me.
Right.
But if I look at him and I'm like, nah, you're authentic. The Bible says to enter heaven as a child. You're authentic. So you're right. I'm wrong. I'm using critical thinking to try and figure out what God has in store for you and what God is doing in this moment. You're right. And when I started doing that, and I started apologizing for certain like moments that we would have, first of all, I realized how forgiving children are.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man.
Yes.
It'd be like, Dad, it's okay.
Yes.
I'm like, oh.
And it could have changed. They could have walked around mad all day. Ooh, something. There it is. As soon as you said, we're good, Dad.
Yeah, we're sure good.
Okay, yeah.
He gets to go to sleep happy, wake up happy. But it just taught me, man. I was like, I'm still supposed to be that forgiving to my father.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nothing's changing.
Right.
It's just different stages of life.
Right.
So when you said that, it kind of brought that idea that I now incorporated into my life to mind. So
yeah. I definitely agree. I made the correlation to Martin Luther King the other day. He's an example of greatness. And I said, I'm sure his father had something, and no, we don't know this. You know, we didn't hear his history, but I'm sure he was a leader in some capacity. He did something to put something in his son. And then his grandfather had a little bit of that thing, and he put it in that father. And so you have, let's say we went back 14 generations. Now we're all honestly on slant translation by that time. That meant all the way back then, Uncle Paul got Martin Luther King to the civil rights movement.
Technically, yes. Butterfly effect. 100%. Oh man, so good. The sequel was okay, but
yeah, never even touched it because I knew it wouldn't. So I'm like, we've got to understand the responsibility and accountability that we have to the great people that are being created. Yeah. When you understand it like that, and if everybody were to see their child is about to be a great impact on the world, just imagine how much we would start weaning out developing the great impact. And we would start concerning ourselves. So I have to say this to say, and I'm not related to athletes. They do that. As soon as they see a gift, oh, you got a gift. You start weaning it out. And then you start, if the father had it, then the father trains the child. And then you have 3-4 generations, as we've seen in some places with certain athletic people. We've seen 4 generations of athletes because we already saw it.
Yeah.
And then that last one, we see it getting better and better because granddad's going to teach you what he knew. The next one's going to teach you what he. And so now that one becomes that big agent for change in the world. Had 14 ancestors behind them.
Yep.
It may not have ever been heard about, never heard of him in the history book, but carried the qualities that got him to change this world. If we saw our children in that way and we prioritized that, just a major shift would happen. And so it's intentional. And then it's also, like we just said, it's an acceptance that there's greatness in me. So I don't have to put that on my child for them to do better than me. I own my greatness first. And then I say, if you get better than me, right? But I just worry about my greatness first, because I know if I worry about my greatness, it's only going to cap more, because anything I give him, he's going to add to it.
Yes. Yeah. Huge.
So I have to first get to figuring out what's up with me. Who am I in this greatness?
Yeah.
And not, oh no, you're going to be the one to change the family.
Yeah.
You're going to be, what? Why should I? Mom, you're still on your legs. Dad, just so you can, why can't you change this family?
Yeah.
Like, we all can change this family.
Yeah.
Don't put it on just this lineage. Understand that this is a line lineage.
Yeah.
It's a line age.
Yeah.
It's an age of line.
Yeah.
You're in a line with ages from the 70s to the 90s.
Man.
I mean, or the 90s to the 70s to the 40s to the 16-year-old.
Yeah.
It's a line of ages that's connected to create the lineage. I just literally came up with that. Thank you, God.
Amen.
And so when I think of it that way, we're a composite of those things. And so we have to care for ourselves because we have to understand that who I am is about to be a part of my child. Yeah. So I have to curate that. I have to make that something that I want in that child.
Yeah. That's huge.
And I don't want him to have the flaws. Yeah. So I start weaning those out of me.
Yeah.
So that the next person of me and my DNA is getting refined. Yeah. We're refining them.
One huge thing that I'm doing for Bryson is I'm showing him the transformation. I was not in the best shape, and I was like, I'm gonna have some abs soon.
Yeah.
Because he was all shredded up. These kids don't have no fat on their I was like, I'm gonna have some abs soon. When I get those abs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's gonna remember
that my dad did.
And that right there is going to be huge.
As a kid, that used to be one of my biggest conflicts. And I knew early it wasn't comfortable when I said it. Mm-hmm. But I used to hate do as I say and numbers I just go. And a part of that is I don't know what movie I saw, but I saw a mom run up a wall, flip over, looked at the child, and then I don't know what karate movie. It was probably my uncle playing something back in the day. She looked back at the child. The child said, "Oh, I better run this wall." But mom did it first, right? And then follows what you were saying about your class with your son, because that's how I joined it. I said, "How am I gonna put him in here if my husband's doing martial arts? Everybody's doing martial arts. Everybody's gonna be able to. If the world war happens, everybody else gonna be out here, and mommy's gonna be somebody save me." So I said, I have to do these things. I too want to show what I can do. This is something, instead of me riding on his goals, let me do it.
Yeah.
The little bit of whatever I can find, do. Let me figure that out. Let me be a part of that.
Watching that happen is just more solidifying. I can do it.
I can do it at any stage of life, because there's another part of that as we start making our children think that life stops and learning stops. Yeah. And that at some point in time, I'm not held accountable for any of my dumbness.
Yeah. Because
I'm older.
That's what I
said.
So
I don't
it is.
raise the children. When you talked about boundaries, we are not raising them to respect because of height.
Yep.
Yes, we respect because you are an adult. We definitely understand. We respect also because you're a human. And that should also be given to the child as well.
Yeah.
But every adult does not behave in a space that needs to be respected anymore.
Of course.
And I don't know if they ever did. I think our culture and community said they did. Yeah. But then the 90s happened and all these adults started coming out and saying they were molested by uncles in the attics and cousins over here and bumping, grinding Betsy that mom let come over here with the cigarette. And now she's got little Roger, your son. And so now my thing is did we suppress the voice of them being able to say no to an adult? Because we said, adults, you got to respect the adult, but the adult's not behaving in the right way.
Yeah.
So if you're making me feel like I have no voice compared to an adult, then how do I create a safe space when someone hurts me because they're an adult?
Yeah.
How do I stand up for myself? How do you teach a child to be respectful, have boundaries? Because adults my son won't let an adult talk over him.
First of all, I teach him, so I know. He just keeps ramping up and ramping and ramp with the same sentence.
Yeah, because and what we've established in him is be respectful in how you're saying it. You don't have to, I said,
no, it's never that.
Just keep calmly saying what and let them know I am addressing you.
Yep.
You're not going to ignore me, because most times people don't have an idea. My child is talking and I can be in the grocery store. Oh, hey, son. You addressed him, then started talking to me. You never waited for responses if he had something to say. Now he's going in. My day was great. I just saw an excavator up the street and did you see the excavator? And the person's never establishing eye contact with him or anything. He'll stop. He'll wait. Let us talk. And then he'll engage. Excuse me, sir. Sir. Because we're not treating them with that level of respect.
Yeah. And honestly, what you're doing with them is, I wish that I knew about you guys earlier, I would have put Bryson in your school 100%.
Thanks.
Because
That's huge.
it sets everything up, and it just sets it in line. Everything else becomes very easy.
Very easy.
When your child has a voice.
Yeah.
And when they know how to set boundaries.
And know how to set boundaries. And they understand consequences. I can just tell on it, hey, there's going to be some consequences that follow. They get to the store, and we have contracts. Contract is, if this is done, this is done, this is done, then this is the outcome. If he dishonors that contract, you touch anything in the store. So I don't touch anything in the store when we get in here. Because honestly, is that realistic?
No.
So when I say don't touch anything, like, okay, now if he touches a piece of gum,
now you have to have
then I have to have some type of consequence. And if I don't have a consequence, I become the willy-nilly mom that's always saying, don't do this, don't do this. You're going to get it. You're going to get it. I'm going to get you good. I'm going to spank you. Oh, you're going to get it. And nothing ever happens. So now you're a liar.
Yep.
You're not going to play games because I've been telling my child the same thing. If it's not a truth, then it's a lie. We don't tell stories. Stories are imagination. That's art. A lie is a lie. Right? Right? We don't play those games. You've seen us. We don't say you're telling a story at CFA. We say that is a lie. You're not a liar, but that is a lie.
I love how everything just gets boiled down to art.
It is. And that's why I told you, it's going to be with those two. I told you, I said, no, those are great areas to start because we're going to go right back to that art. And so, yeah, I'm like, we got to get this reeled in a little bit. Yeah. You know, it's getting a little outrageous here, you know? I'm not even going to talk about soft parenting. But
No. Okay. What is one thing? It doesn't have to be the most important thing, but something that stands out that you've learned from a child.
Patience. And that I don't have it.
What happened?
Legos. So my son's a Lego fan.
Let's go back.
I got so much Legos. He actually Legoed me out today. He's like, Mom, you got to get the side frame so that you can see out the peripheral.
So you guys made those lessons?
Yeah, he put those on there. He said, look. I said, oh, I can. I like this stuff. So we're doing Legos. He loves Legos. He's an engineer. He's a designer. Yeah. And that's by his choice, right? He just has it in him naturally. Yeah. If you've ever worked with a 4-year-old building a 9+ box of Legos.
Oh yeah, done it.
It's going to require some patience.
Yep. Absolutely. Those booklets are like 60, 80 pages.
And some of the pieces are small. And if you miss one piece,
the whole thing's off. Just be like that.
And the type of child I have, and I love it dearly, he has the ability, and what I'm about to do is exactly what we just talked about the freedom of allowing them to be, right? He doesn't follow what society would say directions. And the first step.
This is already giving the anxiety.
Right?
Wow.
But in the meantime, when he's not following the directions, he's creating his own way of doing it prior to seeing how someone else tells him to do it.
Yeah.
And there's some things that can happen with that though. Because we can get to a whole thing and you realize you should have put this here because the book, now we can't link this and now, and so I have to go through that with him a lot of times and let him see the whole entire process of why we needed to have followed page 16 before you put the wheels on it and because you're so good at building. And every time he'll come up and he'll have an amazing thing. Mom, look, it's a whole look. And I'm like, babe, on page 7, it didn't say do that. Yeah. And now we got to take that apart. So I am learning with that. There's opportunity though there because he is a creator, but he also has to learn how to follow directions, and that I have to learn how to control my emotions in the process because I can do a lot of microaggression.
It's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be. I'm doing hands like this, like moving. I put it over, and I realized, what is this? Why am I flinging? Because if he would have flung my hand somewhere, and I'm turning pages and I'm folding it down real hard, like this is the one, and I said, whoa, why are you so tense with Lego? It's a Lego, I know. Like, it's a building block. You don't have to. Nobody's going to grade you. You're not getting paid for this. There's nobody out here that's going to go, you know what, ma'am? That Lego over there. Like, nobody's going to.
They're going to be testing them in school.
I know. This is for pleasure.
Yeah.
What are you making it into?
It's hard. I know. I don't know what it is. I experience the same thing over and over again, but I'll let you finish.
And I think I'm healthy. And there's that moment where you say, you know what, there's always a little bit more carving out to do. It's never all the way ready. You know, we are never baked, right? We are never baked. And we're always still in the stove cooking. And so I'm like, oh, I got a lot of growing here. And it helped me really learn, hey, as much as I thought I was so patient, there's, and the world thinks I'm patient. In my moments of real honesty, my child is really pushing me to the level of guru patience. Because it's really letting me isolate some of my hand movements, my eye movements. I'm like, why you can't get the vote? It's been 5 minutes. Like, why I got 5 minutes? What's the face? Like, so getting that has helped me even across the board. Because those things don't leave you. So once that child challenges you and you get to owning those things and growing, your marriage will be better. Your friendships are better because all those things fall in line.
I agree.
So yeah, that was probably one of my biggest things is the patience. And not giving him a box. As much as I thought it was this free form, oh, you be so free and we're so out here, you try new things. I'm always, you didn't follow directions in the directions. Now, granted, like I said, I also need him to know both sides at all times.
For sure.
Because I need him to understand there is life in a box and there's life out of a box. And we don't have to necessarily code switch, which I think in my generation is what it was called. No, it's just be you. You're multifunctional. We're we're human. And the best part about being human is we don't have to just be one type of human. There's a lot of you in you.
It's so much.
And so before you try to just be one you can be a male person if you want to. It's kind of like you want to ask my children what do they want to be. You don't have to be one thing. If you want to be an astronaut, an engineer, a dancer, and a chef, you can do them. You can do all of those things. You can be something every 10 years. You can be something every day of your life. You can be like, who's to say I have to be this you, this one you? There's no one you. We're too complex for that. God's too amazing to have it just one layer of us. No. So we're never finished growing.
Man, huge. So much. I hope that this episode was compartmentalized in a way that people could follow it because I love the way that it kind of flowed, but I think my only takeaway that kind of encapsulates it all. Art happens once. And what would you say about the other thing?
Science is repeated.
And that is so huge to me. That helps organize a lot of aspects of my life. Taking it all. Art happens once. Science is repeatable.
Right. And so take those moments that are artistic, those authentic moments you were just talking about, see those as art. So care for them. Look at them. Regard them as art. Just imagine if you took a moment and looked at it as art in your life. The same way you would be at a museum. You analyze it. You look at the ins and outs. You see how it was formulated. What's the history behind it? You read a little small print. Oh, this was what happened right here. Imagine if you looked at your life like that. That's phenomenal. That's self-reflection. But we don't spend that time in our artistic moments enough because we don't really see our moments as art. So we're always just kind of bypassing life as if it's just accidentally happening to us versus there are some beautiful designs in you that are now being revealed to the people around you. So the moment we stop trying to design and tell the kid who they are and we just look at how they are, they're going to tell us their design. God designed them. That's not our job to design them. It's not our job to govern the design. Our job is to shepherd, is to care for them, take them to safe spaces, still waters, because that's what God does for us. He is our shepherd. If you ever looked at the entire prayer, that's exactly what parenting should be. He don't try to change the sheep and tell the sheep you're going to be a pig one year. Watch when you go to college, you're going to be a best pig doctor ever. No, he just says, where are the still waters to make sure that this sheep doesn't drown? Make sure he has green grass and pastures. It's real simple, like he said. We have way too many boxes we're trying to fit people into. Yeah, teaching is the same way.
can you tell the people where to find you, what you do? It's part of school, just how to find you and anything.
In my skin. No. We are off of Barge Road. You can find me. My Instagram is Chosen Freedom Academy. Website is chosenfreedomacademy.com. The name of the school is Chosen Freedom Academy. Why? Because there's a freedom in choosing education. That is a choice that we have. We are not victims. We are always warriors. We stay in that capacity as people. And so we do not victimize ourselves. The world is not happening to us. We are happening to it. Hence, therefore, we choose our freedom. That is a choice. No one can take it because it's my choice. And our children understand that. So we don't look at anything as somebody got you or you're not free. So that's what we do. I'm Aina Johnson. I don't know what else I got to give you. That's all. I'm not really big on Instagram. So, I mean, on social media, we only have one space there. So maybe I'll go on TikTok soon. I don't know.
I mean, once this blows up, then you'll blow up.
Oh, no, well, yeah. But definitely go on to our IG. It lays out all our videos. We have a lot of, I'm trying to say we're away from the word proud, but we have a lot of amazing experiences. And I try to make sure I give real evidence of what children can really do. Yeah. So it's not usually my videos are pretty long because I really want you to see, no, this can happen. Yeah. And it's not, I just did it for 5 seconds and they just got a glimpse. No, these children are really capable.
Well, being there for the couple months that I've been there teaching chess, I can attest just that short period, I've seen so much growth in these kids, man. And I mean, I was given an offer to potentially come in a different capacity, but we'll see how that works out.
Yes.
I'm very excited about that opportunity, though. You have no idea.
Yeah.
Appreciate working with you and your husband.
It's been amazing.
It's been great.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap on that note. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for doing this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is awesome.
What I love to do and giving you guys a platform to, like, people are looking for you.
Yes.
And I'm going to try and be...
You're the person.
Not on the phone. Yes. People don't use it, but I update.
You're the phone, but this is awesome. I appreciate this.
Yeah. We'll connect more about that stuff.
Oh, yeah. We're going to do a part 2.
Part 2. Absolutely.
Part 2.
That'll be dope.
Yeah. Part 2. Bad parents. I'm just playing.
Listen, I'm here for all of it. All of it.
Bad parents, not bad kids. No, that is the saying I used to say to the kids. So, but yeah, we're going to do the part 2. We got to roll back.
On that note, make sure you live life live. And this is the City UndrGrnd Podcast. Like I said before, creatives, musicians, educators, whatever you do, this is a great place for you to tap in, get with some like-minded people. Live your life live and do it on purpose.
Nice.